Happy Wednesday, all. Welcome to. I once again hope to be the final episode of our hero's adventures to rid the land of darkness and vanquish Garland. All right, we've verified that our audio is working and we can move forward from there. So rather than like in episode 7, where we were vanquished instead of being the vanquishers again and again and again and again and again. If you're looking for a video that shows how to not fight Garland, then episode 7 is the one for you. I'm Secret MC Shaman, the OG Ginger, home from a long day of work, but excited to bring you a new live stream. You'll find my live streams on both Twitch and YouTube Monday through Thursday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, as well as Saturday and Sunday mornings from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now, Monday through Thursday and Saturday mornings, I'll be playing my way through Final Fantasy 1 through 7, but reserving Sunday mornings for my all-time favorite game, Minecraft. As a quick reminder, please hit the like button to show support for my channel. If not for the quality of the video, then at least for support of my ongoing efforts to become a content creator. If you want to be notified of future episodes as they become available, click the subscribe button so you'll be notified of new updates. Now, as painful as it is for me to talk about, and after the epic beatdown Thaddeus, Victor, Yolanda, and Franklin took, despite the diligent efforts to level up to defeat Garland, those efforts were for naught. After 5, yes, 5 valiant efforts, we were unable to get past Garland's 20,000 hit points. By the end, I was contemplating my life choices and limped back to Cornelia with our virtual pixelated tails between our legs. We drowned our sorrows and our wounds at the local apothecary. But it's Wednesday, a brand new day of hope for the world, or the people of the world. So we'll soldier on, level up a bit more, then take another try to defeat Garland. We'll fight our way back to the bottom levels, put up with Garland's monologue again, and try some different battle tactics. Let's head into the Chaos Shrine and see how this plays out. So, unfortunately, if you were looking for my video on Monday, I wasn't able to get a live stream out on Monday due to an unplanned car issue that resulted in me waiting for a tow truck in 90-degree temps for almost 3 hours. I know that there are plenty of places in the United States where 90 degrees is just commonplace, but it was not fun. But I had my phone, so I had Netflix. I had some water I just filled up from before leaving work, and I had a little bit of food with me, so camped out on the side of a very busy, scary road, waiting for the tow trucks. By the time I got home, it was too late to start my live stream, and honestly, I was a bit exhausted from overheating in the car, but I did take a bit of time to load up Final Fantasy, and I ground out some levels for today. I also changed up a few things with the builds, giving the Masamune to Yolanda, and then letting Franklin go barehanded, which is apparently what he is best at. Now, experimenting with that, I did notice that Yolanda's hits did go up quite a bit, and it was definitely a fair trade. The last few times that we did it, I was really heavily focused on trying to give everybody protection buffs as much as I possibly could. And by time we started knocking any of Garland's 20,000 hit points down, he was already at the stage of doing some major damage. So I just wasn't able to take enough down before he decided to use Kiraja and gave himself 10,000 hit points healing back up again. So this time around, now that Franklin is really doing some serious damage, I think what we're going to do is we'll use Victor and Yolanda as pseudo support, and we'll try making sure that both Thaddeus and Franklin are just dumped with as much haste and temper as they can possibly stand. Apparently, after doing some research, and again, research is not cheating, as far as I'm concerned, excuse me, but apparently temper can stack like 3 to 4 times. I'm not sure how much haste can stack, but if we can speed up their attacks first, use Victor as the pseudo white mage in this by casting Kiraja, keeping everybody's health up, and then using health potions after that, maybe, just maybe, we can knock Garland's hit points down far enough to make him not, be such a huge threat. It'll probably just be on the edge of being able to defeat him, but I am not positive. And I've been so busy talking, I kind of forgot where we were going. You know what? We need to get the experience points anyways. I needed to go all the way down and then up through the center so we could take on the eye. And if we get lucky, part of the research showed that the death eye that is always down here when we enter this chamber will sometimes, like 1% chance of dropping an elixir. An elixir would really, really be helpful. Now, those dark wizards, first time encountering one of them in the ice caverns, that was not good. These great green dragons aren't too bad. Alright. If we're lucky, maybe we can hit level 80 by the time we get to Garland. That'll bring us up 5 more levels from what we were on Saturday. Now, if you're curious and you want to see an epic beatdown, and you want to see how dejected I was by the time the game was over, check out episode 7 and enjoy. It was going fairly well up until we got to that point. We did actually get Warmech while trying to level up. That part was exciting. The rest, not so much. Right now, the unedited version of episode 7 which is a long one because I didn't want to give up that last hour thinking that we could beat him with higher levels. Hold on, I'm just focused here a second. And I totally lost track of what I was going to say. I guess, in the words of my dad, if you forgot, it probably wasn't that important. I was talking about it being 4 hours long. We had gotten to a point where we were like level 65, and we were doing what I thought was fairly well. It wasn't. It wasn't even close. So we ended up leveling up again to level 70. We gave it a try. We got to like level 72, and I decided to let the auto feature give it a shot. They didn't use any kind of magic or any kind of buffs. Garland took them out in no time. And then by the time the 5th turn came around and went south, it was just time to be done. Just completely done. But we're not giving up. Hopefully today we can make this a short episode. There's really nothing else to be done once we get past Garland. Oh, she hit him with silence. Those Medusas. Which is weird, because traditionally, according to the Greek mythology, Medusa was supposed to turn you to stone. So I would have been less surprised if she would have cast stone on us instead. And I've got a ton of golden needles now, both from buying them and collecting them from battles. Come on. These guys aren't even that bad. They just get the first turn. Well, while we keep going through this, if you're watching this and you're also into Minecraft and you want to see my Let's Play live stream on that, I do play from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Time, and it would be awesome if people would come in and enjoy the game with me. First episode, we pretty much did the basic stuff. Took down a tree, got our cobblestone. We went to did some exploring for a new place to call home. Set up a rudimentary base house while we were there. Then we did episode 2, which was going and mining for diamonds so that we could create a few world utility tools and tokens. want to go this way. Episode 3, we did a little bit of reconstructive surgery on the mayor's house and went and did some looking around after that. And finally, episode 4, which came out on Sunday, consisted of us building a couple item farms. We did a mob farm by building a tower and having the water that pushes the mobs towards the center of the tower. We also built a fishing farm. After we got done with that, we had a little bit of time and we could see a beached shipwreck off in the distance, so we went and checked that out. It was the first actual beached ship out of the water where there were active chests in it. Collected that up. We explored the area a little bit more. It was beached in an acacia biome. We found a nice shallow pool of water. So with the World Utilities multi-block pickaxe, we turned it all into obsidian and collected as much as we could so that we could take it back to our base. Yesterday, I did what I'm going to call episode 4.1. We went around, we collected some sheep, we got our cows, a couple of chickens, did a little bit of fishing to see if we could get some enchanted items, which we didn't. Let me just double check where we gotta go here. Okay. We did end up mining for some more diamonds. We got like 7 diamonds all in one shot, which was really, really nice. We did a enchantment table, but we did not get any great enchantments out of it because we don't have any bookshelves yet. We'll get our farms up and going with the next episode, so that we have a cow cooker. I want to do a chicken farm, or at least a chicken nest. Technically a chicken coop. And that will give us the beef and the chicken parts that we need to progress a little bit farther. And if there's time, maybe we can set up a sheep farm so that we have different colored wools we can use to build with. Victor's hurting just a little bit, so let's go and health some people up here. Item. We have plenty of potions, we'll start with that. Potion here. Wow, I was really on the edge there. Interesting. For once, Franklin's not the one that was in the most trouble. There we go. That's good to get us the rest of the way. But we only did an hour episode yesterday. My wife came home from Rochester. She'd forgotten some meds, so I wanted to spend some time with her. It's not often that she is home in the middle of the week, and she's pretty important. After fighting these guys, we'll see where we're at with levels. If everybody is up to level 80, then we'll take on Garland. Alright, we'll give him a shot, and we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to save right here. So if something goes wrong, we can try it again. Do you remember me? I was once the most renowned knight of Cornelia. 2,000 years from now, you killed me. I am Garland. Oh, you did defeat me then. But the four great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I sent the four fiends into the future, where they shall once again use the four great forces to send me into the past. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this. I will be reborn here again. I read that the same way every single time. So even as you die again and again, I shall return. Born again into this endless cycle that I have created. He forgot to add the start magic, temper, magic, haste, attack. Alright. We're just gonna work on splitting between Thaddeus and Franklin right now. The temper and haste get their hit points up as high as we can possibly. There, that was a good hit. Alright, we're having Victor use temper. Yeah, we keep using damage like that. 20,000 hit points is going to go by quickly. We keep taking hits like that, though. We're going to be in trouble. Alright, we'll switch it up a little bit here. Lazaga's not good. Oh, I guess it wasn't too bad. Let's hope Kiraja does some significant health upgrades. Alright, back to... No. I want to use haste on... If we can get a few extra rounds in for Thaddeus and Franklin, it would definitely be beneficial. Oh, that was a good hit. Oh, don't want that. Magic. We're gonna temper on you. Magic. Temper on you. Oh, we did it. Oh, and it's only been 30 minutes. So ultimately, my problem came down to I was being too much of a wuss and trying to throw too many of the protection buffs, trying to up the defense, giving Garland too much time to gather his defenses and to up his own attacks. So, well, I am glad that you guys could join me for this journey, and we'll be back again tomorrow to start episode 2. I want to start on a fresh day. I don't want to just start right in the middle of a live stream, so we'll go from there. But let's read the script as it comes up. The time loop was served at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the 4 crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the 4 forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness. But all that is past. Oh, all that is now past. With the 4 forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that time spiraled into a loop? None can say. This is going by way too slow. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever. But the bravery of 4 young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the 4 endured, for the breaking of the chain means that it never existed. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds lives on. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. And now their return is upon us. This takes about as long as the game. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over the world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. Ooh, I think we got through the final screen. All right, well, we're waiting for this to end. Let's clear something up when it comes to the theory of time travel. First of all, you have to have a timeline 0. And if someone goes back on that timeline 0, then they are, at the point that they enter it, they're changing the time period moving forward, but on a different timeline. And that can happen infinitely until you have multiple different timelines off that same timeline. But if you travel back in time from timeline 2, you're traveling back on timeline 2, unless you can go back before timeline 0 was ever affected. But then you're creating a brand new timeline 2. I know, it's just, we'll let the fantasy writers and the scientists hash it out. But the time loop on here doesn't make any sense. Well, I don't know that any of us really want to watch the credits roll past. So we're going to skip that scene and see what comes of it. So does that mean... That means the game is ended. So let's end this episode just... Well, shouldn't say just a little bit early, because it is significantly early. And I also started earlier than I had intended on it. So we'll let you go for today. For now, have a great day, a great night, and be good to each other. Bye.